This is the Tree of Life, Season 25, Chapter 6. In this episode, we will be talking about the associative sorting of impulses by the primary structure member. To return to our early episodes on structures, you can conceptualize a structure as a geometric arrangement of subjects around some central person, who affirms one impulse for each and negates a second impulse. If we start with this beginning, it is possible to see that expression of impulses and their negation does not occur in a vacuum, but by extension of some primary person in the structure, who enables the affirmation or negation of an impulse. Thus, when we talk, in a linear sense, of a person going about their day, affirming impulses and negating impulses, we must understand that those impulses are associated with given structures centered around some primary structure member. Obviously, for most people, the formative structure members will be family members, whose presence within digital and analog structures ensures the expression, or acquiescence and negation of given impulses. In the ordinary course, digital structures, being exclusionary and non-contextual, along the digital stream, do not require the physical proximity of the central person. But analog structures, being contextual, reflect the presence or absence of these central individuals. Now, ordinarily we exist within reverse substitution events for everyday interactions. That is, we see the transition of a digital structure to an analog one. But surrounding these reverse substitution events are substitution events simpliciter, which describe the boundaries or limits of our behavior represented by negation. Since substitution events see the transition of an analog structure to a digital one through infinite recursion, we can see that the presence or absence of a central person may reflect an association to negation or expression of a particular impulse. In sequential substitution events, we see that parental investment, that is reversed hierarchical priority, followed by negation and sequential substitution, sees the incoming consciousness, the parental figure, compelling acquiescence. That is, the parental figure eliminates infinite recursion and imposes a context length upon the outgoing consciousness. The association of that acquiescence with the parental figure by consequence of compelling acquiescence reflects the centrality of that individual within the subsequent digital structure. So we see also that infinite recursion may follow from the absence of a central structure member. When the negated impulse leads to a substitution event, the conclusion of that substitution event sees an analog structure becoming digital, the acquiescence sees the return of the central figure. Let me give you an example. Let's suppose that since you were a child every weekend you saw your mother. Let's suppose that on these visits your mother always treated you to chocolate ice cream on the Saturday. The impulse to eat chocolate ice cream becomes associated with your mother as the central figure in a structure. That is, acquiescence to that impulse becomes linked to your mother as a central structure member. Its opposite, the negation of the impulse to eat chocolate ice cream and eat vanilla ice cream instead becomes associated with the absence of your mother. Whenever you negate the impulse to eat chocolate ice cream, you experience a substitution event. Now, let's say that this same impulse, by extension, to eat chocolate ice cream is not affirmed by your father. That is, by consequence of your parents' separation, your father actively negates the impulse to eat chocolate ice cream, preferring to give you vanilla ice cream. These two substitutionary impulses will describe the analog structure within a substitution event, such that acquiescence to one means negation of the other. From this we can see that infinite recursion forms in relation to negation linked by association to the absence of specific central structure members. This means that certain impulses are more significant than others by their association to these structure members in producing infinite recursion through substitution events. Now, in the ordinary course, we switch from digital structures to analog structures to digital through sequential substitution events. But the above ultimately means that this switch can be triggered by the absence or presence of certain central structure members as well. The presence or absence of central structure members performs an assortative expression of given impulses and determines which impulses produce substitution events even in their absence. That's the end of the podcast for today.